I really had to go through some very tough moments in my life. I really decided to see everything that has happened to me not as a punishment, and I was not blaming myself and the others since these things happened to me. I decided just to see what could I learn from that experience? What could I learn from that event? What was the lesson behind that? Because I really do think that God put me in some situations just because I had to learn something from them. I think that God gives you hardships and certain types of situations in your lives only because, first of all, you're capable of handling them. You're capable of surviving these situations, and for sure he wants you to really learn the lesson behind it. So he really wants you to understand what's the best possible outcome for you out of that situation. I never had one easy day during my childhood. I really do not remember me having one single easy day. Uh, let's say a day like every child should live. Anyways, I'm really happy today. I found my way in life. I managed to save myself from a lot of these situations thanks to the help of God, of course. I really want you to understand no one is coming to save you. So what does it mean? If you have a problem, if you're going through something, you better get up and go fight for yourself, go work for yourself, and get yourself out of that situation. Because trust me, no one else is coming to get you out of that situation. No one else. You better start relying on yourself from today, immediately. You might have amazing friends, amazing family members that are close to you. You might have an amazing boyfriend, amazing girlfriend, but they're not the ones meant to save you because everyone has to go through their own experiences in life in order to learn what they have to learn. If you're not going to face the experience to learn the lesson, then God will put you in the same situation all over and over again. Let's say, for example, you had an abusive boyfriend or an abusive girlfriend. You didn't get yourself out of that situation, but then for some reason you two maybe broke up after years, after months, and if you still didn't learn the lesson, if you still didn't go through the pain you had to go through, and you still didn't learn what you had to learn, then God is going to give you the same lesson in the form of another person, in the form of another relationship. By the way, guy, I really developed some kind of obsession with matcha. Don't judge my matcha. I made it at home because I do live in Italy. And in Italy, there's a very strong culture about espresso, coffee, and whatsoever. So it's not so common to find matcha places. Another very important thing, in my opinion, is to always find the good also in the bad. So let me explain what I mean by this. In different periods of my life, I found joy and happiness and a positive distraction in different things. So, my recommendation is just find something that gives you joy and put your energy into that. Grow maybe into that. It can be a hobby, a passion, it can be writing, reading, it can be art, it can be cooking, it can be everything, literally everything. For me, in the first period of my life, it has been horses because I started riding horses when I was extremely young, and let me tell you, they taught me so much. First of all, I am a huge lover of animals, and every time that I had to go through something bad, they were really helping me to get out of it. It is very important, especially for younger generations, to find something healthy, something good to help you. When I was younger, I used to think, well, after all of this, after all of these things that I had to go through, maybe God will bless me with a nice guy, with a good relationship for myself. Well, the first guy with whom I was in something that I do not refer as like an actual relationship, but something like that, let's say my first experience with a guy. We had like a really, really toxic relationship, and it was so bad, it hurt me so much. Once again, but after everything that has happened between me and him, I started to realize something. I said, okay, God put me through this. I had traumas in this area of my life. I had to go through hardships very early in this other area of my life. I had to learn the lesson in the hard way also in the love field. So what shall I learn more now? Of course, I still have a lot of things to learn. I'm so super young. So when I broke up with him, I was already modeling. I am right now an international model. I travel all around the world. I model, I do photo shoots for magazines, for brands, for artistic projects of photographers all around the world. And this job made me so happy, made me independent at a very early age. So after breaking up with this guy, I decided to really, really go deep about myself, to really found myself, and to prioritize myself. For the first time in my life, I really managed to put myself first. I was working in my country, so in Italy, in Milan, and in Rome when I was still with him. And then, after breaking up with him, I started getting some job proposals also abroad. And of course, at the beginning, I was scared to actually like go alone in another country, work and spend time alone, absolutely alone with my own thoughts, and then come back and yeah, but that's what I did, and I'm so happy that I actually did this for myself. And in less than 1 year, I started working everywhere in Europe, and after that, I decided to try to go to work also in the United States. I had this New York dream of mine. When I first arrived into New York, I really felt at home. I never experienced this type of feeling before that. Don't underestimate yourself. Never, never underestimate yourself. If only 3 years ago from today you would have told me, you know, in 3 years you'll be super independent. You have your own house. You have your own beautiful car. You have the life of your dreams. You're gonna be traveling everywhere, and you're gonna have amazing people around you. I would not have believed, because my life was so miserable at that time that I would have never believed to such words. But I'm so happy that instead I actually believed in myself, into my capabilities. Most people think that being a model is like all so nice and cool and is the best job ever. And of course, it is an amazing job, and I would like if I would say the opposite, but um, it is not so easy. Believe me, it is not so easy. Last year, for example, I had 75 flights. So, you know, guys, in 1 year, we just have 52 weeks, and I managed to board in 1 year 75 flights. I was so scared at the beginning before starting, also because, anyways, this job is, you know, highly competitive. And my really honest advice to you guys is, if you're facing some trouble, if you're struggling for something, just do everything you can do to find your spark again. Do not be scared to move to another country, make your way in another job, to break up with that person who is not treating you right, to do everything it requires you to actually find your happiness. It is really our ultimate goal in life, to find our own happiness. Also, if you had bad news, also if you're going through something bad, just remind yourself why you're doing it, and just get up and do what you have to do. Don't cry over yourself, because no one, and I say no one, is coming to save you unless you do. And another very, very important thing that you have to learn the earliest you can is the law of detachment, because to detach is to gain your power back, to come back into yourself. By learning to detach from people's memories, situations and habits, you recall your power back. Let's say, for example, you're arguing with your boyfriend or your girlfriend and you have like a very toxic relationship with that person. Well, you're pouring all your energy into that, and suddenly you don't have any energy left for yourself. That's what's called energy drain. There are people who are literally energy suckers, so be aware of that. And just learn that sometimes there's nothing you can do about a certain situation, and really imagine yourself, project yourself in a period of 5 years and ask yourself, will this even matter in 5 years? If the answer is no, then it won't matter. Then you really know what you have to do. Just leave it as it is, let it go. There's such a huge power in letting go of people and things. When I really learned the hard way that I had to detach from my previous partner, I finally stopped feeding him with my own energy. He was draining my energy. You know, there are some type of people, when you meet them, when you're in front of them, you really feel that you become physically tired, mentally tired. It means that these people are energy suckers. You gotta really be aware of them. And that's why I think that the detachment is so powerful. Another person could have thought, yeah, well, I will solve them, I will fix them, I will explain them why they're wrong, I will explain them what they're doing wrong, I will explain them why they're hurting me, how they're hurting me. But will it actually make the situation change? Absolutely no, because of course everyone makes mistakes, and it is absolutely normal, absolutely human to actually make mistakes. But so guys, let me tell you the truth. Today is the 13th of August 2025. I bought this camera in January. I wanted to try to do YouTube, but I really did not know where to start. But after quite a few months, where I was really busy traveling, I found myself super inspired, and I decided to try. I decided to speak with you guys because YouTube is really a platform which I do love. I'm really happy to finally having the opportunity of actually recording and speaking myself and speaking about my experience. So I would be so happy and grateful with you guys if you could let me know what would you like to hear more from me. So just drop a comment down below, and if you like the video, if you got to this point, make sure to leave a like, to hit the subscribe button, and I'll read you guys and see you in the next video. Bye.